and welcome everybody to another episode of Transform Your Practice, Transform Your Life. My name is Kristina Schneider, and I'm a practice success coach here at the Ultimate Estate Planner. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to tune in. Today's episode is entitled Our Top Customer Service Strategy to Keep Clients Happy. You always want to keep your clients happy, right? Well, by the best of intentions, we oftentimes don't intend to provide negative customer service, but it happens when we get so busy that we can't keep up with our customers and their needs. Our number one strategy for keeping clients happy and our prospects and converting prospects and maintaining a good online reputation and everything else is that we've created a fundamental policy that all communication of any kind from the outside is responded to within 1 business day or less. Not 24 hours, 1 business day or less. All communication, email, phone calls, voicemail, right? And by the way, I just want to make it clear, when I say it's responded to, it doesn't necessarily mean that I mean that the client's request is addressed or is, their question is resolved or answered, that their communication is responded to. Because what makes people upset is when they call and leave a voicemail or they send an email and it goes days and weeks of unresponse. Someone assumes someone else is handling it. Someone assumes someone else got back to them. You're just, maybe all the communication's going to you, the attorney business owner, and you don't know how to prioritize or address the 50 emails in your inbox with all these questions and inquiries and requests for things, right? So I will say that this is an important part of something we've talked about before on the podcast about having an inviolable meeting with a staff member, whether it's an assistant, your receptionist, your customer service person, whoever might have any kind of client communication. It's important to have a meeting with them on a daily basis so that you can triage some of these things. It's one of, I'm not going to get into email management, but it's one of the things I talk about, even email management, is having an assistant triage your emails. Because how many times do you have an email from client and it's like, where can I find this document in my materials? What time's my appointment coming up? Where do I take this transfer letter? These are all things that hopefully you've trained to have your staff be able to triage. Now, your staff can't answer legal technical questions that people might have, right? Of course not. But think about the difference between I'm a client, I have some questions, I find it better for me to just jot them all down in an email, send it over to you, and I get an email response from your assistant saying, "Hi, Kristina, I want to let you know that we received your email. I'm meeting with Phil later on today, and I'll be able to get back to you before the end of the day." Awesome. And then how you handle that email is up to you, whether you're going to respond to the email, and then your assistant's going to respond back and say, Phil's got your email and he's going to be responding to you within the next day or so. Perfect. You've given me a time frame of me getting my question resolved. I feel better because I know I'm being attended to. Thank you for being so responsive, right? But here's the thing, when Phil gets that email to review and realizes, man, there's like 10 questions here and I've got 10 sub questions for them to help me address their question, right? Then Phil might say, hey, book me a quick 15-minute phone call with that client so I can address it. Great. Now, I thought emailing in my question would make Phil's life easier. It did not, right? And he doesn't have time to sit there and pull my file, ask sub questions, go back and forth and create this like slow moving text message back and forth via email, right? And this is why some attorneys' email boxes are inundated with emails, because you've got all these, threads of emails going back and forth when maybe hey, Phil would like to have a 15-minute phone call to address your question. Are you available on Friday at 11:15? Yes. Now I'm available, he's prepared, he can answer all those questions, resolved. No more emails going back and forth. But I'm happy because we addressed my issue and I felt like I mattered enough for my email to be addressed in a timely manner. And it's a principle and a policy that we have at Ultimate Estate Planner. And I will tell you, the number of people that say, I appreciate so much the level of customer service that you guys have. Every time I call, I reach a live person. Every time I email, someone's responsive to me. And I don't even have to tell people when we'll get back to them because they trust now that someone's going to get back to them. And, whenever we've had a situation where someone has said, I've emailed in 3 or 4 times, and I'm just like, we don't have the email. It's not that we've been unresponsive. It's just, that's not like us. Anyone that knows us knows that that's not like us. For some reason, your email was blocked, it never reached us, whatever it may be. There is a phone. I don't know if people realize in 2025, the phones still work. Actually, I know it's not the first go-to way people want to communicate, but they do work. And frankly, I think we've gotten away from the fact that phone calls, even over sometimes Zoom meetings, phone calls are an easy and effective and efficient way to address people. And think about it, it's far better customer service. You hear there's like a customer service aspect of the phone. Hi, Kristina. How are you today? I'm doing well. How's it going? Yeah, I got your email. I just have a couple sub questions, blah, 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 blah. And just think how different and how more efficient that is for an attorney to talk to me and answer my question and greet me. And I hear their tone, I hear their mood, I hear that they care, than me getting an email response. And maybe I'm getting an email response when I'm already stressed and angry and upset, and I might not like their answer, and it wasn't intended to be worded that way. Written communication has by far been a source of miscommunication and misunderstandings, right? Pick up the phone. Sometimes a phone call goes a long way. So I also would say that this is 100% a reason why we don't recommend giving direct access to you, the attorney business owner, because while it might feel good to differentiate yourself, like I am a high touch practice, you get access to the attorney, et cetera, at some point it becomes unmanageable. You just can't, when you have 5 clients a month, maybe that's manageable. But when you've got now 5,000 clients in your database and you're managing 50 clients a month, not so manageable, right? And now have you created a level of customer service expectation where maybe you're giving your cell phone number out to clients. Now you've got clients texting you. No, you've got to be able to create some kind of boundary and not be afraid that by creating that boundary that you are going to lose clients. Because I will say, when I call my doctor's office at 4:30 with a question for my doctor, they might take my message, but I'm not expecting to hear from the doctor until the following week, right? If I send a message through an email system to the doctor's office over the weekend, I'm not expecting to get back word from the doctor until next week. We're in an area of law, unlike maybe, let's say, personal injury, DUI, someone to break, criminal law, someone to maybe help you get out of jail or something like that, where the response time is not necessarily as critical, depending on your area, the things that you do in your practice. Because if you do estate litigation, even if you do estate litigation, again, within 1 business day is reasonable. And if somebody isn't okay with that policy, my next question would be is, do you even want those types of people as clients? Probably not, right? They're going to be the pain in the asses that are going to ask you for your cell phone, say they deserve direct contact with you. They're going to be calling you while you're at your daughter's wedding and expecting you to address it. They are going to definitely be the one-way ticket to burnout and exhaustion. So if you create this protocol and you communicate that to your rest of your team, that expectation and that level of service, and that just becomes your foundational principle and value in your practice, that we respond to all clients and all communication within less than 1 business day. If somebody emails at 4:45 on Friday, they're going to get a response before 10 a.m. on Monday morning. If they email at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, they're going to have some kind of response before the end of the day, ideally before lunch even, from somebody in the firm, right? Just to acknowledge receipt and then, address when they may be able to get a response of some kind. And then that's where, again, like I mentioned, knowing that they can trust the quote of time frame to get a response is going to happen is going to be really, really critical for you as well and for your team. So that's what I have for you today, to have better customer service policies in your practice. I will tell you, just from personal experience, by maintaining this kind of policy, it will ensure happy clients, and they will be very grateful for the responsiveness of you and your firm. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to tune in. As always, if there's anything that we can do to assist you in your practice, feel free to visit our website at www.ultimateestateplanner.com. Feel free to set up a free 30-minute strategy session with me where we can cover some of your practice's challenges and how we might be able to assist you. Thank you again, and I look forward to continuing to unlock your practice's potential. Goodbye, everybody.